Okay, children, today we will learn about real numbers. Okay, let us recapitulate what are rational numbers. The number which is written in the form of p by q, where p, q belong to z and q is not equal to 0, is called a rational number. And the set or group of these numbers is denoted by the letter q. Okay, and it is represented as q is equal to p upon q, where p comma q belong to z and q is not equal to 0. Okay, example for rational numbers are 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3, 3 by minus 2, minus 1 by 2, 5 by minus 7, etc. Dash, 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 dash. Okay. In the example written above, p and q are integers, but q is not equal to 0. This is all about the rational numbers. But today, children, we will learn about the irrational numbers first, and then we will learn about the real numbers. Okay. Now, look at the board, children. Irrational numbers. Okay, let us understand the definition of irrational numbers. Irrational numbers means any number which is not written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, is called an irrational number. Okay, the set of irrational numbers is denoted by bar q or IR. Okay, example for irrational numbers are root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. Okay, and cube root of 2, cube root of 3, cube root of 5, cube root of 7, etc. Now, children, we saw the definition of irrational numbers and the examples for irrational numbers. Okay, let us show root 2 is an irrational number. Now let us take the example square root of 2. Some people may question me that, sir, square root of 2 is equal to square root of 2 upon 1, because any number divided by 1 is the same number. Therefore, square root of 2 is equal to root 2 upon 1. Now it is in the form of p by q, where p is root 2 and q is 1. And q is not equal to 0. Therefore, they may say that square root of 2 is a rational number, not an irrational number. Okay, but you are true. But look at the answer here. Square root of 2 is equal to square root of 2 by 1. It is correct. And that is equal to p by q. That is also correct. But where q is not equal to 0, that is also correct. And q is an integer, that's also correct. But is p an integer? No. Here the condition fails. Here p is equal to root of 2 and square root of 2 is not an integer. In the set of integers you will find, okay, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 up to infinity, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3 up to infinity. But you will never see square root of 2 in the set of integers. That is why here p is square root of 2, which is not an integer. That is why square root of 2 is not a rational number, it is an irrational number. Therefore, children, root 2 does not belong to z and q is equal to 1 belongs to z and q is not equal to 0. But p is not an integer here. That is, square root of 2 is not an integer. Therefore, square root of 2 is an irrational number. Okay. Now let us see why this root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. are the examples for irrational numbers. And cube root of 2, cube root of 3, cube root of 5, cube root of 7 are examples for irrational numbers. Okay. See here, this is square root mark. This is also square root mark. I have written 2 under the square root mark. Then should we believe that any number written under the square root mark is an irrational number? Is one question. let us look at the set of second examples. Okay, see here, this is cube root mark, this is also cube root mark. Here all are cube root marks, and I have written 2 under the cube root mark, 3 under the cube root mark, and 5 under the cube root mark, and 7 under the cube root mark. Then should we believe that the number written under the cube root mark are all examples for irrational numbers? No. Now let us see, children, why any number written under the square root mark is not an irrational number, and any number written under the cube root mark is not an irrational number. Okay? See here, children, there are certain conditions to call a particular number as irrational number. Okay? Any number written under the square root mark is not irrational number. Okay? There are certain conditions to call it as an irrational number. Let us discuss what are those conditions. Okay? Look at me, children. If square root of n is to be called as an irrational number, this n should be a prime number. Okay? This n should be a prime number, and this n should be a positive integer. Okay? This n should belong to a positive integer, and this n should be a prime number. Okay? And one more thing, this n should not be a perfect square number. Perfect square number means this number should not be written as the product of two equal factors. If it is, or if it can be written as the product of two equal factors, and this number is under the square root mark, then this is not an irrational number. This becomes rational number. Okay? For example, square root of 4 is not an irrational number, because square root of 4 is equal to, here the value of n is 4, right? And this is square root mark, and this 4 is written as the product of two equal factors. Okay? Then square root of 2 into 2 becomes 2. But this 2 is equal to 2 by 1. Now 2 by 1 is in the form of p by q, where p is an integer and q value is 1. That is also an integer, and the value of q is not equal to 0. That is why, children, square root of 4 is not an irrational number. It is a rational number, and any number written under the cube root mark is not irrational number. Secondly, is square root of 81 an irrational number or not? See here, square root of 81 is not an irrational number, because here this is square root mark, and here the value of n is 81. N is a positive integer, but this 81 is a perfect square. Why is it perfect square? This 81 can be written as the product of two equal factors. Okay? That is, square root of 81 is equal to square root of 9 into 9. Okay? So 81 is written as the product of two equal factors. That is why 81 is a perfect square. Now square root of 9 into 9 becomes equal to 9. This 9 can be written as 9 upon 1 and is equal to p upon q. Here p is equal to 9, which is an integer. Q is equal to 1, which is an integer. Therefore, p and q belong to z, and q is equal to 1, which is not equal to 0. So, therefore, q is not equal to 0. That is why, children, square root of 81 is equal to 9. 9 is equal to 9 by 1, and it is in the form of p by q, where p and q belong to z, and q is not equal to 0. Therefore, we can say square root of 81 is not an irrational number. It is a rational number. Okay? If this cube root of n is an irrational number, okay, then there are conditions. That is, this n should be a positive integer, and this n should not be a perfect cube. What is the meaning of perfect cube? Any number written as the product of three equal factors or three equal integral factors is called a perfect cube. Therefore, children, if any number written under the cube root is to be called as an irrational number, this n should be a positive integer and this n should not be a perfect cube. Let us see an example. Cube root of 8. Is cube root of 8 an irrational number or rational number? Okay. Cube root of 8 is not an irrational number. You may question me, sir, cube root of 8 is under the cube root mark. Therefore, it is an irrational number. No, it is not an irrational number. Let us see why. Because cube root of 8 is equal to, okay, cube root of 2 into 2 into 2. It means here the value of n is 8. And this n is a perfect cube. Why is it perfect cube? You can write this 8 as the product of 3 equal integral factors. You can write this 8 as the product of 3 equal integral factors. That is 2 into 2 into 2. Here 8 is equal to the product of 3 factors and all the 3 factors are equal. If any number is written as the product of 3 equal integral factors, then that number is called perfect cube. Here 8 is a perfect cube. Okay. Then cube root of 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 2. Okay. But 2 is written as 2 by 1. Now it is in the form of p by q, where p and q belong to z and q is not equal to 0. Here p is equal to 2 and q is equal to 1 and q is not equal to 0 and p, q are integers. That is why, children, cube root of 8 is equal to 2, which is rational number. Therefore, cube root of 8 is not an irrational number. It is a rational number. Okay. Let us see one more example. Is cube root of 125 an irrational number? No. Because 125 is a perfect cube. You can write this 125 as a product of 3 equal integral factors. Okay. Which are those equal integral factors? 5 into 5 into 5. Okay. Here 125 is equal to the product of 3 factors and all the 3 factors are equal. That is why 125 is a perfect cube. And cube root of 5 into 5 into 5 is 5 and 5 is equal to 5 by 1. Therefore, 5 by 1 is equal to p by q. Here p is 5 and q is 1, and where p and q are integers, where p and q belong to integers and q is not equal to 0 here. Here the value of q is 1, it is not equal to 0. That is why, children, cube root of 125 is equal to 5 and this is not an irrational number because cube root of 125 is a rational number. It is not irrational number. Is it clear to you? There is one more condition for a number written under the square root mark and cube root mark to call it as an irrational number. That is, under the square root mark, if any number is prime number, then it must be an irrational number. And under the cube root mark, if the value of n is a prime number, then also cube root of n will be an irrational number. Okay. Let us see the examples. Children, in your previous classes you have learnt about the prime numbers. Okay. Prime number is a number which has the factors 1 and itself. If any number is divided by 1 and itself, other than 1 and itself, if it doesn't have any factors, such numbers are called prime numbers. Okay. See here, under the square root mark there is 2, right? And this 2 is a prime number. That is why root 2 must be an irrational number. Okay. According to the third condition, look at the first set of irrational number examples here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 examples I have given for irrational numbers. Here square root of 2. Okay. Here 2 is a prime number. Root mark, but 3 is a prime number. Here take square root of 5. Here 5 is a prime number. Let us take the example of square root of 7. Here 7 is a prime number. Therefore, under the square root, if prime numbers are written, then they will become examples for irrational numbers. Similarly, let us take second set of examples. Okay, here cube root of 2, cube root of 3, cube root of 5, cube root of 7, etc. Okay, here under the cube root you will see 2 as a prime number. Under the cube root you will see 3 as a prime number. Under the cube root you will see 5, which is a prime number. Under the cube root you will see 7, which is a prime number. That's why the second set of examples are also examples for irrational numbers. Any number written under the square root mark is not an irrational number. The first condition is n should be a positive integer, and secondly, this n should be a prime number, and this n should not be a perfect square. Okay, if any number under the cube root is to be called as an irrational number, the first condition is n should be a positive integer, and n should be a prime number, and n should not be a perfect cube here. And here the n should not be a perfect square. Okay, hope children, today you learned what are irrational numbers and the conditions for a given number to call it as an irrational number. Okay, here we can conclude that this is a general form of an irrational number, that is eighth root of n, and there are conditions. Okay, here n belong to a positive integer, and the value of n should not be negative, and the value of a, okay, should also be positive, and it should start from 2, 3, 4, 5. The value of a should not start from 0 or 1, but it should start from plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Okay, and here the number of factors in the factorization of n and the value of a should not be equal. Okay children, then only the eighth root of n can be an irrational number. Okay, so children, hope you all have learnt about the irrational numbers, definition, examples, and the conditions for the given numbers to call it as an irrational number. Okay, now we will see about the real numbers. Okay, after learning about the irrational numbers, let us learn about the real numbers. See children, the rational numbers and irrational numbers, all together they are called as real numbers. Among the group of numbers we have discussed so far, the real number set or real number group of numbers is the biggest group of numbers. Okay children, see here, natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, then the rational numbers in the form of p by q, like 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3, 3 by minus 2, minus 1 by 2, 5 by minus 7, dash dash dash, etc. And the irrational numbers like square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 7, etc. and square root of n. Okay, and cube root of 2, cube root of 3, cube root of 5, cube root of 7, etc. These are all the examples for real numbers. Okay, we can say children, all natural, whole, integers, rational and irrational numbers are example for real numbers, but all real numbers are not the examples of natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. Okay, if you look at the natural number group and whole number group is greater than the natural number group, and if you compare integers and whole numbers, you will see that integer group is greater than the whole number group. Okay. And if you compare the rational number group and integer group, okay, the rational number group is greater than the whole number, natural number and integer group. Okay. And if you compare the group of real number children, this is the biggest group of all the group of numbers that we have discussed so far. So children, the set of real numbers is denoted by the letter R and is equal to Q and bar Q or IR. Q stands for the group of rational numbers, bar Q or IR stands for the irrational numbers. The group of real numbers consists of all rational numbers and all irrational numbers. Okay, but all rational numbers consist of what? Natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and any number written in the form of P by Q. Okay, and you might be knowing there are numbers called decimal numbers. Okay, even decimal numbers are also rational numbers. How are they rational numbers? You have learnt in the previous classes. Okay, in decimal numbers again there are different types. Okay, now there are terminating decimals and non-terminating, repeating or recurring decimals. Okay, terminating decimals and non-terminating and recurring decimals are also example for the rational numbers. Okay. And you might be knowing that there are one more type of decimals which are non-terminating and non-recurring or non-repeating. Okay. Okay, children, you learnt about the decimals, okay, or decimal numbers. These are incomplete numbers. There are different types of decimals. Let us know the classification of decimals. Decimal numbers are mainly classified into two types: terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals. Okay. In non-terminating, again there are two types of decimals: non-terminating and repeating decimal or recurring decimal, and non-terminating and non-repeating decimal or non-terminating and non-recurring decimal. This is how now we saw what do we mean by decimal and the different types of decimals. Okay, there are terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals, and again in non-terminating decimals there are non-terminating and repeating decimals and non-terminating non-repeating decimals. Okay, but remember children, this terminating decimals are example for rational numbers because they can be written in the form of p by q. How, we will see later. And non-terminating and repeating decimals also are examples for rational numbers because these can also be written in the form of p by q. But non-terminating and non-repeating decimals are examples for irrational numbers because they cannot be written in the form of p by q. Is it clear to you? Okay. Okay, please look at me, children. Square root of 4 is equal to root of 2 into 2. Here 4 is a perfect square. That's why it is equal to 2, and 2 is equal to 2 by 1 is equal to p by q, where p and q belong to z and q is not equal to 0. That is why square root of 4 is not an irrational number. It is rational number. Similarly, square root of 36 is not an irrational number. It is rational because square root of 36 is equal to root of 6 into 6, and square root of 6 into 6 is 6, and the 6 is equal to 6 by 1, which is written in the form of p by q, where p and q belong to z and q is not equal to 0. Here under the square root mark, the number 4 is a perfect square. That is why square root of 4 is not irrational, it is rational. But square root of 36, 36 is also a perfect square and its square root is 6. Now let us look at one more example, children. Here it is cube root of 343, okay, is equal to cube root of 7 into 7 into 7. Here 343 is a perfect cube because it can be expressed as the product of 3 equal factors, 7 into 7 into 7, okay. So 1 7 comes out and this 7 is equal to 7 upon 1 is equal to p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. That is why it is a rational number. Therefore children, cube root of 343 is equal to 7 and it is a rational number, okay, not an irrational number. But now let us see some other examples. If you take square root of 2, its value is equal to 1.4142135623730950 dash dash dash. So root 2 is equal to a decimal. What type of decimal? Non-terminating and non-recurring decimal, okay. Here in the decimal part, how many digits are there? Infinitely many digits. Therefore it is a non-terminating decimal. Root 2 is equal to non-terminating decimal. And is there a single digit repeating? No. Is there a group of digits repeating? No. So children, it is non-recurring decimal. And altogether root 2 is equal to a non-terminating and non-recurring decimal. But we have learnt in our previous classes that a non-terminating and non-recurring decimal is an example for irrational number. That is why irrational number is equal to root 2 and root 2 is equal to irrational, okay. Similarly, square root of 3 is equal to 1.7320508075688877 dash dash dash, okay. Here root 3 is equal to a decimal number. What type of decimal number? Non-terminating and non-repeating. Here in the decimal part there are infinitely many digits. They do not end. That is why non-terminating decimal, okay. You cannot count the digits in the decimal part of the decimal number. That's why it is non-terminating decimal. And in the decimal part, is there any single digit repeating or a group of 2 digits repeating or a group of 3 digits repeating? No. That is why it is non-recurring decimal or non-repeating decimal. Therefore, here children, this is equal to non-terminating and non-recurring decimal, but non-terminating and non-recurring decimal is irrational number. Thus, irrational number is equal to root 3 and root 3 is equal to irrational. Similarly, we can prove for root 5. Root 5 is also equal to non-terminating and non-recurring decimal. Because in the decimal part, there are many digits, uncountable number of digits, and no a single digit or not a group of digits is repeating. That is why non-terminating and non-recurring decimal. And this is equal to irrational number. That is why irrational number is equal to root 5 and root 5 is equal to irrational. And lastly, cube root of 7. Cube root of 7's value is 1.91293118277238 dash dash dash. Okay. Here in the decimal part, the digits will not end. That's why it is non-terminating decimal. And not a single digit or a group of 2 digits, group of 3 digits is repeating in the decimal part. That is why it is non-recurring decimal or non-repeating decimal. And I can say this is an example for non-terminating and non-recurring decimal, but such decimals are irrational numbers. That is why this decimal is equal to cube root of 7 and cube root of 7 is equal to this non-terminating and non-recurring decimal. But non-terminating and non-recurring decimal is irrational. That is why irrational is equal to cube root of 7 or cube root of 7 is equal to irrational. Did you learn, children? So children, at the end we can conclude that terminating decimals and non-terminating repeating decimals are rational numbers, but non-terminating and non-repeating decimals are irrational numbers. But terminating decimals, non-terminating and repeating decimals, non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, these are all real numbers. Okay? In one word, I would like to say that all decimals are real numbers, but all real numbers are not decimals. Okay? We will justify it later. So, non-terminating and non-recurring decimals are example for irrational numbers, and we have seen just now that any number written under the square root mark, okay, is not an irrational number, and there are certain conditions. Okay, therefore square root of n, cube root of n, and eighth root of n, and non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, these are all example for irrational numbers. But rational numbers plus irrational numbers together called as real numbers, and real number set is the biggest set of all the numbers that we have studied so far. Okay, look at the board, children. Here we have the definition and the representation of real numbers here. The rational and irrational numbers are together called real numbers. The set of real numbers is denoted by R. So R is equal to, okay, inside the flower bracket we have Q comma bar Q or IR. Okay, Q stands for rational number, bar Q or IR stands for irrational number. Yes, children, in today's session, hope you have learnt about the irrational numbers and the real numbers. Okay, in my next class we will learn more about these real numbers. Till then, goodbye.